Selena Gomez is responding to what Hailey Bieber recently said in an interview. She since deleted it, but it has caused a whole conversation surrounding what Hailey said in this interview.
Hailey Bieber is being accused of shading Selena Gomez by calling her uninspiring in a new cover story for the Wall Street Journal.
Just when we all thought the drama was over, it came roaring back. One interview, one single line, and suddenly the internet was burning again.
My question is, Hailey, were you ever with Justin romantically at the same time as her?
Hailey Bieber had just spoken with WSJ Magazine, and what she said, or rather how she said it, had everyone convinced she threw major shade at Selena Gomez. It's 2025, nearly 10 years since the original Selena versus Hailey storm started. But somehow, no matter how peaceful things look, the feud finds its way back into the headlines. And here's the craziest part. This time, Hailey's words weren't even supposed to be controversial. She was talking about not competing with other people.
So the other day, an article came out and it said, is she nervous that Sephora shoppers might compare Rhode to Rare Beauty, the brand from Selena Gomez that's also sold at Sephora? Fans have suggested there's a rivalry between the two. Gomez used to date Justin when they were younger. Before she can respond, a publicist sitting nearby tells her to skip the question. Hailey ends up answering anyways and says, it's always annoying being pitted against other people. I didn't ask for that, Bieber says later. When people want to see you a certain way and they've made up a story about you in their minds, it's not up to you to change that. As for Rhode, she says, I think there's space for everybody. I'm more competitive with myself. I don't feel competitive with people I'm not inspired by. Now, this part people are taking as shade towards Selena and her brand.
But according to TMZ, Hailey was not referring to Selena. So in case you don't know, Hailey Bieber's Rhode Skin and Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty are both sold in Sephora. And Hailey just did an interview with the Wall Street Journal, and they asked her if she feels competitive now that her brand Rhode is standing up against other Sephora brands. In the interview, Hailey said, I think there's space for everybody. I'm more competitive with myself. I don't feel competitive with people I'm not inspired by.
One sentence in particular, it flipped everything upside down. Because when she said, I don't feel competitive with people I'm not inspired by, fans didn't hear self-confidence, they heard shade, aimed straight at Selena Gomez. And what followed, the backlash, the memes, the old receipts, turned what was meant to be a mature moment into the biggest celebrity storm of the year. To understand why that one sentence hit so hard, you need to know the history. Because this isn't some new internet misunderstanding, this is a feud that's been brewing since before Hailey and Justin Bieber were even married.
No, not one time. When him and I started hanging out, okay, let's just put it this way. When him and I ever started hooking up or anything of that sort, he was not ever in a relationship, ever, at any point. I would never, it's not my character to mess with someone's relationship. I would just never do that. I was raised better than that. I'm not interested in doing that, and I never was. I can say, period, point blank, I was never with him when he was in a relationship with him.
Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber weren't just another celebrity couple, they were the couple, pop royalty for an entire generation. Their relationship shaped an era. Their breakups, global events, every time they unfollowed each other, people wrote think pieces. Every lyric, every Instagram caption got decoded like a hidden message. Then, enter Hailey, the model who was suddenly the new Mrs. Bieber. The internet didn't process that well. Because to them, it wasn't just Justin moved on, it was Hailey replaced Selena. And for nearly a decade, both women have been haunted by that same storyline. Even when they've said they've moved on, even when they've literally posed together for photos, fans still pick apart everything they do. Back in 2022, Selena and Hailey made headlines when they took that now famous red carpet photo together, smiling, hugging, looking like two grown women ready to bury the hatchet. People said, finally, it's over. But for every fan who celebrated the piece, there were 10 others who whispered, it's fake. Because this wasn't just about jealousy or fame, it was about identity. Two women, one narrative, and millions of fans who refused to let go. So when Hailey said that line in 2025 about not being inspired, it hit nerves that had been raw for years. And once again, the piece shattered.
And now her Instagram comment section is flooded with people accusing her of shading Selena with that comment. One person says, not inspired by someone who achieved more than you did. Another person says, we are not inspired by you either, Hailey. We we prefer kindness. There are plenty of comments just like this on Hailey's most recent Instagram post accusing her of shading Selena Gomez with her comment. But a source connected to Hailey tells TMZ that she was not referring to Selena Gomez. They argue that what Hailey said in the interview was in reference to other skincare brands, not to any particular person. They also note that Hailey did not discuss Selena anywhere in the interview. The source also tells TMZ that the Wall Street Journal made it seem like Hailey was talking about Selena when she said in the article that it is always annoying being pitted against other people and she didn't ask for that. But the source says that she was not referring to Selena at all. Let me know your thoughts down below and follow me for more.
Hailey's trying to say like she's not inspired by Selena's brand. I believe she was just asked about, how she feels about being with other brands in Sephora, like when she was asked about this question, like not specifically about Selena's brand. But it's become this whole thing, and Selena addressed it on her Instagram story. She said, "Just leave the girl alone. She can say whatever she wants. It doesn't affect my life whatsoever. It's just about relevance, not intelligence. Be kind. All brands inspire me. There is room for everyone, and hopefully we can all stop." All brands inspire me definitely sounds like the whole "I'm not competitive with people I'm not inspired by" felt like shade to Selena.
It started like any other feature interview. Hailey was sitting down with WSJ Magazine talking about Rhode, her billion-dollar skincare brand, her lifestyle, and her new business mindset. The tone was calm, elegant, almost boring, until it wasn't. When asked about the constant comparisons to other celebrity founders, yes, including Selena Gomez, Hailey sighed. She said she's tired of being pinned against other women. She said she never asked for it. And then, casually, she dropped that line. "I don't feel competitive with people I'm not inspired by." The internet froze, because even though she never said Selena's name, everyone knew who she meant. Within minutes, the quote was everywhere. TikTok edits, Threads debates, Twitter trends. And every caption said the same thing. Hailey shades Selena again. It was the perfect storm. Fans dragged up old clips showing Hailey's Selena era, hairstyles, outfits, makeup campaigns that looked eerily familiar.
I realized that everybody else seemed to be narrating my life for me. So why don't I put something out that is my side of the story? It's not hateful or anything. It's simply a beautiful moment to let go of, and I'm really, really proud of it.
I was able to tell my story about who I was from my own mouth, instead of people from the outside being able to tell my story for me.
Somebody asked me a while ago, what's the one thing you wish people knew about you? And I said I wanted it to be my heart.
What do you wish more people knew about you?
My heart.
You make me cry.
Oh, no, I know.
When this came out, I really felt like I always battled with the idea that people didn't really know me. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know Hailey for Hailey. And I just always had this constant battle where I was saying, I wish people just knew my heart. And
The first CD and the first concert I ever purchased.
That is interesting.
It was Baby
Wait,
One
she was
More
the first
Time.
concert you went to?
In the first CD I ever had.
She was the first record I ever bought, and she was the first concert I ever went to, Baby One More Time.
Britney documentary yet, and I love Britney Spears. She was the first concert I ever went to. Like, I idolized her as a kid, and
That was one of the moments where I was like, I don't have to be that 19-year-old body shape anymore because I'm not.
Like, I'm also growing up.
that's the other thing too that I think I'm learning is I'm not 19 anymore. I'm 24 now. I feel like my body has changed the most, even this.
They posted side-by-side shots from both women's cooking shows. And suddenly, the conversation wasn't just about one interview. It was about a pattern. Years of small coincidences that now looked like evidence. Even though Hailey didn't say Selena's name, the implication was louder than any tag could have been. Because when you're Hailey Bieber, every word is already a headline waiting to explode. Hailey's team tried to get ahead of the story. They told TMZ she wasn't targeting Selena at all, that her comments were taken out of context, that she was talking about women in business, not one woman in particular. But fans weren't buying it, because if that's true, why say not inspired? Why not say I respect everyone's lane? Or I admire all female founders? Instead, it sounded cold, dismissive, like she was trying to distance herself from Selena's influence. The reaction was brutal. Comment sections flooded with quotes like, Girl, if you're not inspired by her, stop following her playbook. You can't copy someone's vibe for years, then say they don't inspire you. She's obsessed with being unbothered, but she keeps bringing Selena up. Even neutral fans started to side-eye the situation. It's like every time Hailey tries to sound confident, it somehow circles back to Selena. And that's what makes this whole story so complicated. Because on paper, Hailey's right. Women shouldn't be compared constantly. But when your career, your branding, your interviews all echo someone else's, it's hard to separate coincidence from inspiration. And once the fire started, it was too late to put out. Selena didn't need to post a Notes app rant. She didn't subtweet. She didn't go live. She just posted one simple story, white background, calm tone, and it said, "Just leave the girl alone." None of this affects my life whatsoever. All brands inspire me. There's room for everyone. It was the ultimate mic drop. Calm, classy, surgical. She didn't even name Hailey, but the message was crystal clear. Fans went wild. They called it the definition of unbothered. They said Selena mastered the art of clapping back without even raising her voice. And the best part? Hailey didn't respond. Not publicly, not even through her PR team this time. But silence can be louder than words. Because within hours, Hailey turned off comments on her latest post. Then Rhode's Instagram page limited replies. And that's when fans knew Selena's one story hit harder than any shade could. The internet crowned Selena the winner. But if you followed this story long enough, you know no one really wins. Not in this feud, not when every move becomes content. Once that quote resurfaced, the floodgates opened. TikTok turned into a digital courtroom. Every copy moment was Exhibit A. Videos compared the way Hailey speaks to Selena's tone in interviews. Others zoomed in on her tattoos, outfits, brand photography, even her YouTube thumbnails. Side-by-side edits showed Selena saying, "I wanted to build something from the heart," and Hailey later saying, "I wanted to build a brand from the heart." Coincidence? Maybe. But after a few dozen examples, people stopped calling it coincidence. There was a viral clip with millions of views where someone joked, "This isn't inspiration, it's plagiarism with lip gloss." Another said, "She paraphrased Selena's entire career like it's a school essay." And then came the biggest revelation, that Hailey once said Selena's concert was the first one she ever went to. Fans dug that up instantly. It added a whole new layer, admiration turned competition. It's wild, right? Because on one hand, there's nothing wrong with being inspired. Everyone borrows ideas. But when you're constantly trying to differentiate yourself from the same person you keep imitating, that's when things start looking suspicious. And it's that contradiction, admiration versus denial, that keeps this feud alive year after year. What makes this so much deeper than a celebrity spat is how both women represent opposite brands of confidence. Selena Gomez built rare beauty on authenticity, showing imperfections, talking about mental health, celebrating vulnerability. She built her empire on being real. Hailey Bieber built Rhode on minimalism, clean girl aesthetic, effortless chic, quiet luxury. Her brand screams control and composure. They stand for two different sides of femininity. But here's the irony. The more different they try to be, the more they overlap. Their campaigns, slogans, and even product releases come out around the same time. Their fan bases constantly compare packaging, pricing, and messaging. And when Hailey says she's not inspired, it sounds less like confidence and more like denial. Because at this level of fame, even small similarities turn into evidence of obsession. And fans don't forget, in 2025, both brands are billion-dollar empires. They don't need each other, yet somehow they can't escape one another either. Because the truth is, Rare Beauty and Rhode aren't just selling makeup. They're selling identity. And that's what makes this feud so personal. Behind the scenes, it's chaos. According to Page 6, Hailey's team is exhausted. They say she's trapped in a narrative she can't control, that no matter what she says, people twist it into Selena drama. But then, there's another version of the story. A TMZ insider claimed that Hailey knows how the internet works, that she's aware controversy drives engagement, and engagement drives sales. Think about it. Every time she trends, Rhode gets free publicity. Every time Selena stays silent, her name trends next to Hailey's, giving Rare Beauty another viral push. It's an ecosystem built on rivalry. Even if they don't plan it, both women benefit. Selena plays the calm, grounded role. Hailey plays the confident, misunderstood one. And the internet eats it up. But for the people close to them, it's exhausting. Sources say Justin hates it, that he wishes the comparisons would finally stop. But as long as social media rewards chaos, it probably never will. Because at this point, the feud has outgrown them both. It's not about what they say anymore. It's about what we believe they mean. So here's the real question. Are Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber actually fighting again? Or are we just addicted to the idea that they are? Because if you strip away the headlines, they've both moved on. Selena's focused on her acting, her mental health advocacy, and Rare Beauty's continued success. Hailey's building road, working on new projects, and living her life with Justin. But every few months, the narrative restarts. A quote, a like, a comment, and boom, the fandom wars are back. Maybe that's the cost of being icons in the same universe? Maybe peace isn't profitable. Because think about it, without the feud, without the comparisons, half of the internet's favorite conversations wouldn't exist. Selena and Hailey are two sides of the same coin, opposites that define each other's stories. And that's why it'll never really end. The shade, the screenshots, the silence, it's all part of the ongoing performance. So no, they're probably not fighting in private, but publicly, they're locked in a cycle that the internet refuses to let die. Because at this point, the feud isn't between Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber. It's between the versions of them we've all created. And as long as fans keep choosing sides, the story will keep writing itself. So what do you think? Was Hailey's not inspired comment harmless, or another sly dig that reignited one of pop culture's longest-running rivalries? Drop your take in the comments, because trust me, this story isn't done yet, not even close.